Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think Early Garden is taking it.
Hi! Close to a week ago, I won the week-long Lofi Records Beat battle hosted by Towerz, and I thought it might be fun to break down how I made that beat. So, the samples we were provided with were from a track called Pillows by Towerz and Spencer Hunt. We had 4 stems to work with from the track, and 2 of them were melodic, and we had to use at least one of those. And the beat had to be under 1 minute long. So here are the 2 melodic samples. I often start out working on the sample. That usually leads to it being the main part of the beat. So here's my flipped version of the sample. So in the first part here, I took a small part of the sample and then repeated it faster and faster and faster, and then made a transposition curve, so it went up, I think, an octave. So you can see here, transposition, it goes up 1 octave. Then for the rest of it, I did a combination of duplicating, messing with transients, and reversing. I think that's basically it, and transposing it an octave up. So, for instance, here I duplicated it, reversed, and then you can hear. Then here I messed with the transients, so I made it into 16th notes and took down the transients a lot, so it has that choppy feel to it. So that's basically what I did throughout. Then I also took out a little bit here, you can hear, which is reversed, and it has a curve on the dry wet knob on the reverb. So for the other melodic sample we were provided with, I just took a small part of it and did nothing. I just put it in to fill it out more. There's not a lot of other melodic things I added on top besides the sample. I have this little synth delay thing. Just a stock synth with some delay and a couple of EQs. Then there's also this, which is the same synth, just without the delay, and then I did a little pitch bend here. And then there's the bass, which is just a processed version of my guitar, where I played the bass notes and then just pitched it down 12 semitones. So it sounds like this. Then for the drums, I have a kick, hat, and rim. And the reason I have 2 hat layers is because I wanted a fast-paced 16th note hat, but every other hat to be lowered volume. I think I actually decided to do this based on a Sleepy Fish stream I watched. I saw him do this, and it just makes it a bit easier. Both layers are 8th notes, and you can hear one layer would sound like this, and then they together would sound like this. So you get that more fast-paced, but the second layer is like in the background, but you sort of feel it in the whole beat. And then there's the rim, which is pretty simple. I just had it on 2 and 4, and then a little extra one for some rhythm. And then over here, I just duplicated it in a fast pace and then turned up the volume, so it kind of rolls into the 4 beat. And then the kick, I had this rhythm. and here I turned down the volume. It just sounds nicer instead of sounding like this. Gets a more bouncy feel to it. So that's the drums, and here's how they sound together. So for the perk, I did more than I usually do, but I had fun with it. I have these 3 wood layers that sound like this. Here, these 2 are just from packs I found. I placed them in where I thought they sounded nice, and then this one down here I recorded. I just hit some wood I have to get this rhythm. And here I used these metal things. I just held them in my hand and moved them around, and then every bar I got this sound. Just adds more, I think. And then I also have a shaker that I just got from a pack, just a one shot, and then created this rhythm. And then together the perk sounds like this. Sounds a bit weird on its own, but I did it after a lot of the other stuff, so it sounded like it fit in. So for the transitions / effects, I have these 4 layers. I have a riser that's just a reversed crash from cymatics. Then I have 2 crash cymbals here, one from a cymatics and one I recorded myself, and then a snare drum that I recorded and processed quite a bit. And together it sounds like this. And then the cymatics crash sounds like this. And then my own is more deep. So for the second part of the beat, I started out by taking the next part of the sample that I hadn't used, put it on repitch mode, and then slowed it down to get that downwards feel to it. And then afterwards, I just chopped it the same way I had chopped the first one. So it has a familiar feel to it, but everything else is the same. So I hope you enjoyed watching this breakdown. I'm not a professional producer or anything at all, so just take everything I said with a grain of salt. And please let me know in the comments if you have any questions about anything I did, or if you have some tips for something I could do better. That would help a lot too. But I'll play the full beat once again. If you want to hear it, you can watch it. And thanks for watching. I hope you have a lovely day.